So, the 60th anniversary of Doctor Who is finally here. It's been a long time in the making. You know, if we think back to the announcement of Russell coming back, like over 2 years ago.
When was that? May?
September of 21.
September of 21?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Before Flux.
2 years.
Yep.
More than 2 years. Wow.
We had that. We had the casting announcements, obviously. Shooty, and then Dave Tennant, Catherine Tate. The filming, that was all like 18 months ago. And now, finally, we're about to see the fruits of the labour of this fantastic production team.
Yeah.
So, just spot there on the spine of SFX, I felt needed, Russell T Davies.
I felt needed, yeah. Don't we all? Yeah.
Don't we all? So, yes, on that note, this is the start of our previews for the specials. So we're going to do a little bite-sized, hopefully, thing for each of them today. We are filming this on like the 20th or something like that of November, so there's probably stuff that's going to come to light in the future about the second and third specials. That
this presents as a kind of time capsule.
Exactly, this is a time capsule, so it's all good. It's all fine, and obviously with Star Beast, it's this week, so yeah.
It's this week, isn't that exciting?
Yeah. Tonight at midnight, if it's anything to go by from how it's done in the past, we'll get all the TV listing magazine stuff released. We'll get photos released, all that stuff. Interviews probably as well, the BBC Press thing. So it's all just
Russell and David are going on Zoe Ball breakfast show tomorrow morning.
There we go.
Unfortunately, I'm at work when they're on, so I'll have to listen to it afterwards. But that's it's all kicking off. It's all happening.
And other stuff has been happening as well, which we'll be talking about in a future video as well. But yes, so for today, Star Beast Week 1, Special 1. So the special that we know the most about, I think no one can deny that. We think we know what we're getting with this, broadly speaking, I think. So, obviously, an adaptation of the Star Beast comic. We've got the Doctor and Donna back together. We've got all these old characters back, the Noble family. Rose coming into the fray as well, Donna's daughter. Obviously, the Meep, as I think we're going to call it, not the Beep Meep.
Yeah, they seem to be. They seem to call it the Meep.
Seems to be the thing. Yeah. The Wrath Warriors,
or giant space rat, as Donna called it.
Giant space rats. So let's think about this then. So I think we do broadly know what we're getting with this. You know, Camden, Doctor lands in Camden. There's a what's the line? That's not a plane, it's a spaceship in trouble. Yeah. He comes back face to face with Donna, with the boxes and everything, with Rose, and then it all kind of just snowballs from there.
I mean, if you've read the article in Doctor Who magazine, Ben Cook did that article, basically just talking about that Camden shoot, which we all kept seeing.
Oh yes.
And reading that, we essentially have a good idea of the pre-titles. Doctor lands outside Cyberdog. He's going to be getting some weird fetish gear from that shop, whatever shop that is.
Absolutely.
And he goes into the street.
Yeah.
Donna's there telling Rose how to stack boxes or something like that. Correctly?
Yes. I think you're right.
And she essentially misses the spaceship landing. The Doctor says, let me help you with that.
Misses it, that's right. Yeah.
Takes it off, puts it back on.
Yeah.
Spaceship happens. What will be the sort of the lead into the titles, I wonder? Out of all of that, what's the kind of the moment, I wonder?
That's a good point, isn't it? I wonder whether it'll be something at Camden. I think it'll be the end of that scene. We know that Sean, Donna's husband, now drives a taxi for some reason.
We do.
Maybe it's him getting into the taxi, that Allons-y bit. Maybe.
Oh, yes, good shout.
I'm trying to work out how are they going to get
into
it as well.
Because how are they going to get from Camden to Donna's house with all those boxes as well? So maybe Sean pulls up in his taxi, then they're all like, right, let's go towards that spaceship and find.
Well, I'm kind of thinking, we've got various locations to play with here. We've got Camden, obviously, which is where the TARDIS it seems to be parked there for the whole of the story. And I don't know until how long. But we've got that. We've got the Steelworks as well, which I think has been named after the writers of the Star Beast comic. Is it like Mills and Wagner or something?
Yes, yeah.
Something like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Obviously, that also appeared, and that's where the spaceship crashes. It's already a bit confusing, though, because we've got the Wrath Warriors ship, we've got Beat the Meep's ship.
Yep.
It's like, keeping on top of all this is like, so hang on, what's where and what's...
And we've got Rose.
We've got Rose.
We've got Fudge, who's her mate from the comic as well.
Yeah.
And Big Finish did in their podcast, they always do a drama tease, and week before last, their drama tease was a clip of the Star Beast
Of
adaptation
their
they did a
version.
while ago.
Yeah, I see.
That's the
Yeah.
only experience I have of the Star Beast. I've never read the comic before.
No, neither.
That starts off with them going to school and then find Beep the Meep having crashed that night.
Right, yeah.
So I'm wondering what the time frame's going to be, because I think Rachel Talele has said that this is all set at night, and therefore I assume
sort of over
in the
one
space
night,
of a
broadly,
night,
isn't it? Yeah.
So how is Rose going to be? How is Rose going to meet Beep the Meep separately? Perhaps. Whether that's the thing, because I think we originally assumed that she would keep Beep the Meep in her room with the cuddly toys and stuff like that, and then
I think it's the shed.
Her.
Keeps
Keeps
it in the shed.
Right.
Yeah, and there is a thing with the cuddly toys, and I'll come back to that, and the boxes and stuff. I think that will... I don't know how, but I think that will play into the plot somehow and the resolution. Rose, and she seems to be like a creative person who makes her own toys and things. Yeah. I think that'll... I don't know how, but that'll play into it somehow.
Yes, because she's getting eyes.
Googly eyes.
Googly eyes,
And from the way the preview reads as well, and the way it talks about Rose, and obviously with her being like the first kind of mainstream trans character in Doctor Who as well, I get the sense that like she's going to have like a heroic moment.
Yeah.
I think she's going to be kind of key to how it all comes together. Maybe like something to do with her toys and her googly eyes and whatever. And her
who knows?
maybe
they make a Beep the Meep for the Wrath Warriors.
Can you imagine? Yeah, like a fake. Yeah,
fake Beep the Meep. Fake Meep.
Character options. Yeah,
because
coming soon.
I don't know how the story ends. The Star Beast.
No, I've
not looked into it.
Don't really. Yeah,
but I know that there's something to do with a black star that made the Meep evil or something like that.
Yes, and with this as well, I think I was saying this to you the other day, wasn't I? That we're assuming it's going to kind of adhere quite closely to the original comic with Beep, the Meep, whatever, turning out to be evil, but kind of putting on this performance of I'm a little cute little thing.
Yeah, it's going to be a proper Gremlins moment, isn't it?
Like,
this is a really adorable thing, and then I'm really excited to see how they're going to do evil Meep. Yeah, because I think people who aren't aware of the comic and aren't aware of all that stuff, they won't know. This is just it's another cute Grogu, Baby Yoda type thing. Yeah, it's like, oh, how adorable. Oh my god, it will rip me apart. So I'm really fascinated to see how they're going to pull that off, because it's going to be a really animated.
I think it's safe to say that's going to happen. That's going to happen as planned. Yeah. I wonder whether maybe at the end, Beep the Meep, goes back to being good again, or somehow is tamed or whatever, and like becomes the noble family's pet. And like just kind of lives
you've told me this before. It's such a bizarre theory, but go with it.
I'm just thinking, like, we've got Disney here. They're going to want to have like a little cute, cuddly mascot type thing. I don't know, or maybe alternatively, maybe Beat the Meep. The Meep, I keep doing it. The Meep just stays evil and meets its demise and is punished for all its crimes, and that's just it. And it's a whole story about don't judge a book by its cover, and because the Wrath Warriors. Are the goodies essentially. Yes. But obviously that's kind of the idea, is that you're meant to assume bad people who've come for this cute little thing, and it's kind of an inversion of that basically. They're space police kind of. Absolutely, and that thing you're saying there, the don't judge a book by its cover, or whatever. I remember that being made quite a big thing of in this preview as well in Doctor Who magazine, and like, obviously you can kind of link that to stuff. Like Rose being trans, you can link it to the Doctor as well, with the face regenerating and the face and everything. Yeah. So I wouldn't be surprised. Again, I don't quite know how that would transpire, but I wouldn't be surprised if there is something made of that more than what we can currently see. Yeah. But going back to Sean, the role he's going to play, he's got his taxi. So I think that. At Camden, the Doctor will meet everybody, but not all together. So he'll meet Donna and Rose, and they'll go off. Yeah. Then he'll call for a taxi, and it just so happens to be Sean driving the taxi. True. Yeah. And because he didn't really meet Sean that much, he probably doesn't even recognise him that much, if at all. Maybe he takes him to the steelworks. He's got a scene with Ruth Madley, hasn't he? Showdown Baby. Yeah, so I wonder how that's gonna play into it. How is she gonna play into it? Because that's the quote that they've got in the magazine as well. Like, where is that scene gonna be placed? Yes, exactly. See, I think that's probably sort of next along, we have that. You've seen that lovely photo where he's like got his feet up and she's next to him in this steelworks.
I've not seen that photo, no.
It's a really nice. I think Rachel Talalay tweeted that photo and was like, "I love this scene." It's basically that scene that we've seen that dialogue comes from. Yeah,
because obviously, I mean,
where he's like telling her.
This can't be. She's got to be some sort of a significant character in order for them to be like talking about something so personal as Donna's kind of situation. Because why would the Doctor just suddenly start spurting that out to a total stranger?
I mean, she's a unit, so
is that confirmed?
I think it's all but confirmed, really. So it's like, I guess, is it just going to be a case of Kate Stewart was busy today? She can't, she's in Geneva or something, or
she's a new scientific advisor.
New role, new assistant, whatever.
I think
it's
weird. It's obviously too much. I think to assume like, oh my god, she's Susan or something like that. Like obviously, watch this clip go out and then Anyway, but I think that she's at the very least a significant new character who's going to become quite a key sort of linchpin of the new era.
And actually, come to think of it, I don't know how much she will have to do in this, because it appears to be that we're not going to get to see the unit's base and the helipad and everything in case, obviously,
until the
giggle. Yeah. So, maybe she just appears for that one scene in the steelworks, or
of unit kind of starting to investigate.
Yeah, or just on the end of the phone or something, and just kind of, we've got this ready for you, Doctor, that kind of thing.
Because we know that unit are in it because we've seen all the stuff in the street with the cars blowing up. We've seen there's a new corporal or someone.
Oh, the new regular one.
Yeah. It was mentioned in Doctor Who magazine. Oh no, he's in the giggle.
He's in the giggle. Yeah,
but there's another guy as well.
Other new unit characters out.
Yeah,
that's right. And one of them gets possessed with the eye thing.
Have you seen the clip?
I've seen the clip.
The clip on social media.
I was like, open the door.
Yeah,
thank you.
Yeah. Which is fantastic. And those clips that I've been totally surprised by them, because I've just been going on Instagram,
just scrolling,
through stories, and then it'll pop up, and I'll be like, oh my god. Yeah. The one of Donna in the hallway with Beep the Meep grabbing onto her leg, and it's just like, there they are. It looks great already.
It does.
I can't wait to see how all them pieces of the jigsaw are joined together. I mean, and how much we've seen. Like, have we just seen bits from the first half of the episode? I imagine they'd be keeping kind of some stuff hidden.
Stuff. See, I think broadly speaking, he goes kind of Camden, Steelworks, and then the Doctor goes back to the house, and that's where he kind of converged with Donna again.
Yeah, and that's when Sylvia, kind of midway through making a curry, is like, you can't, no.
And all that stuff at the house. There's the battle with units. I don't know whether the house gets completely destroyed, but it's certainly, they certainly kind of make a go of it, and they appear to like retreat to the attic, and then I don't know what happens after. I feel like everything after that is kind of like, I don't know much about this part of the episode now,
because it might be relying on the twist of, oh my god, Beep the Meep is evil.
Yeah, true.
And it's kind of like, well, we can't reveal any of that stuff, because then you're seeing.
I think the only other thing, two things. So we think we know pretty much that there's going to be some of the new TARDIS in this, because Rachel Talalay has said that she shot some stuff on the set.
So my theory originally,
the end, I guess.
Originally I thought we wouldn't see the new TARDIS until perhaps Wild Blue Yonder, like the end of Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah.
And that was kind of confirmed through seeing the Children in Need special, that behind the Doctor is Jodie's TARDIS.
That's true, it still is. Now,
and I imagine when he lands in Camden, that'll be the case as well. Yeah. So unless it's like the very climax of the episode, for some reason the TARDIS, something happens to the TARDIS, I don't know. But you've said that Rachel Talalay has said...
I'm fairly sure, because I think she said she had to kind of come back at the end of the shoot to do some stuff, because it wasn't ready yet when she was doing Star Beast. I think the only thing I would say that I think is kind of definitely the direction it's going to go in, apart from Rose having some hand in the resolution, I think it will kind of come down to the Doctor and Donna in that rocket, in the Ralph Torres rocket.
Of course, I forgot
another
about
one of those clips we saw where he's like, she's like, I want to come with you, and he's like, no, you can't.
Oh, you think that's from
the
Star Beast, not from Wild Blue Yonder?
Yes.
Okay, interesting.
Because
is that lighting or something that reveals kind of?
If you think, so this set here.
That's Beep the Meep ship, right? Yeah.
I think that's the Rathor. Well, it's all very confusing.
Okay, right.
I think because
this is the rocket.
Yeah, exactly. You can kind of sense that shape of it kind of going upwards to a point.
Sure.
I think that's the rocket, and
that we've seen these things in the Who Spy.
Yeah.
These sort of containers that look a bit like Mr. Dread's
oh yeah,
ionic fusion bar.
oh god, some throwback, isn't it? Yeah,
I know. I started watching. Obviously, Hooniverse is on iPlayer.
Yeah,
I started watching Dreamland again recently, and it threw me back no end.
I need to, yeah. It's only like 45 minutes. It's quite a short little thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but I remember when it came out in like 5-minute chunks online, and I was like, and I remember a cliffhanger being there, and God, this is so hokey.
I need to revisit that too.
Yeah, fantastic. And,
but that rocket, yeah, so I think that'll come into it. I think maybe does the rocket kind of fire off up into space or something, and they're kind of in it, and they're having to kind of
get back down,
get that, or save the day somehow, or save themselves.
And I think that
something like that.
The conclusion in my head, we've seen that shot of Sean, Rose, and Sylvia.
Oh yeah, with the TARDIS.
Sort of holding back, and she's shouting "Mum." It looks in this Camden area.
Yeah.
To me, I thought like, is that the TARDIS taking off by mistake with Donna still on board, therefore taking us into Wild Blue Yonder?
Yes.
TARDIS goes away. It comes back.
Good bet.
But that's we'll discuss more of that in Wild Blue Yonder.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I think it'll come back to Camden at the end, whatever happens. We sort of know, well, we all but know that Wilf will be in this as well.
Now,
nothing has been said about.
I was talking about that.
Will be.
Yeah, because Izzy mentioned that to me yesterday, and she said, so is Bernard Cribbins in it or not? And I was kind of like, do we know for certain that either it's a situation of like we're keeping it back so that we can have it as a surprise, like in the episode for those who don't know.
Yes.
Or, I mean, the thing is, there is footage with the top of his head in it, so it's
There's
not like
footage
they
that's
could
been
have cut
released.
him out.
Yeah, but that'll be from the giggle, I think.
The worst case scenario, his little hat. The worst case scenario is that he didn't film all of his scenes before he passed away, or before he got too ill to do them, and they've had to cut him out. But I can't see that happening. I don't think this is a kind of Jeffrey Noble situation where the actor Howard...
No,
Atfield, where he passed away kind of after he'd shot stuff, but he was so ill when he was doing it. I don't know what... It's hard for us to speculate on these kind of things, isn't it?
Yeah, and I think even that, assuming that I think it's a given really that he's in it in some form, but like, it's hard to kind of imagine how he would fit into things.
Exactly, with all that we've seen.
Because he's in a wheelchair,
and he goes into the TARDIS.
Yeah,
because he gets pushed into the TARDIS, right?
I remember people saying that. So
we saw the ramp.
Was there a clip?
And there was a clip of David Tennant and
the ramp. Yeah,
him, and it's a sort of like an action, and they're like, oh, and then they push him into the TARDIS. Okay.
See,
so how would that fit into?
I think with this, I think he'll definitely be in more than one. From what we've seen, more than one special. I think he will be in 1 and 3. Maybe in 2, I don't know, maybe not. I think it will be a similar thing, and it will be played in a similar way to Tom Baker and Day the Doctor.
Okay.
Where, well, I really think you might, but like Bernard Cribbins' voice. But no, like I think he'll just be kind of wheeled on, and it'll be like, just from out of nowhere, a little cameo, a little kind of nice moment. Maybe it's at Camden at the end or something when the Noble family are back together with Doctor and Donna at the TARDIS, and they're like, oh, by the way, we brought Wilf along or something. I can't for the life. I mean, we'll come to this, I suppose, later on, but I can't for the life of me work out why he would be in that bit in the giggle.
That's
where
the
you can
thing.
see of his hat.
Obviously,
that's from the Toymaker scene.
We will go into that when we
later,
talk about the giggle, but it is going to be interesting to see how they do it. And I really, like I say, worst case scenario that they've just had to cut him out. But if that was the case, I can't see them outright ignore, like just being like, shh, it never happened, because that is Bernard Cribbins' last on-screen appearance.
Exactly.
And Russell admires him so much that I can't see him ever going, we'll just leave him out.
I think it will have been written in such a way, to some extent, to accommodate for all that as well.
Precisely.
Because obviously you've got him in the wheelchair and stuff, so...
Who knows? That's one of the things that's going to be very hard to say.
Yeah, I think it'll be quite a small role, but when we do see him, it'll be a nice kind of surprise. And obviously, because they've held it back as well, it will be like the kind of Tom Baker thing of, this guy's shown up, and it's like, I didn't think he was going to be in it. Yeah. I think that's most... I mean, the only thing I haven't really touched on, Donna and the memories and stuff, and I suppose we'll discuss this more as we go.
Yeah.
Do we think that she gets everything back during this one, by the end of this one.
Interesting.
Or
do we think that
some kind of
started
temporary
from scratch?
fix, maybe? Because that occurred to me as well. I think it's when I saw that clip where he's like, "Don't come with me," in the spaceship, in the rocket, or whatever. That's a TikTok clip, whatever it was. I'm kind of thinking, are we going to have a situation maybe where it's like, it is starting from scratch almost, where it's like she's getting involved with the Doctor's world as if for the first time, almost?
And
like where she doesn't remember, but
but he's burdened with that kind of thing of, I know what happened last time.
Yeah.
And, you know, if you are safe now, why the hell would I be like, come along? You know, you've got a family now. And that's why he's kind of like, you can't come with me, because...
I think this is it, to be honest. I think it is. Because obviously we know that scene takes place in Camden where they see each other and she doesn't just like explode or anything in that moment. So maybe that's the mystery. Maybe that's where we leave it for this. We have the thing where, oh, she's seen me, she can interact with me. I'm not quite sure why this is happening. But it's happening, I'm going to run with it. And she instinctively wants to get involved and stuff. And she's like, say back. But she ends up kind of getting involved.
The only thing that would make me dispute that is, and it's something that we'll probably touch on in the Wild Blue Yonder review, review. Yeah, we've seen it. We've seen an early cut. It's fantastic, guys. Is her line of, you know, there's something so dangerous, the TARDIS ran away, and she says the TARDIS in such a way as if she knows what it is.
Yes.
As in, like, oh my god, that's terrifying. The TARDIS ran, like, not just like your ship. It's like she has a prerequisite.
Yeah, that's true, isn't it?
But who knows? But I think it's more of a solid theory to say that she won't remember the Doctor, and it's constantly this kind of thing of you're sort of flitting between.
I think so. I think she's obviously not gonna sort of die or suffer anything. Certainly at this point, she's not. You know, that's a given. Really, she's going to be able to interact with him. Mm-hmm. I think that they'll just kind of leave it at that for this one, where you can have that happening, but the explanation will come later almost, and you've got the toy maker or something. But to be continued, you know, in the future.
And just like a little thing to as we round this off, just to end it, it was kind of really touching to read in Doctor Who magazine about how personal this story was for Rachel Talalay, the director.
Absolutely, yes.
To know what she was going through, or what she had been through, and was then doing as she was shooting this special. What an amazing achievement, you know, incredible stuff. So power to you, Rachel. I'm sure it's going to be absolutely fantastic. And
lovely notes to end on there. Fantastic.
So I can't wait. But it's going to be a Pixar film is what Russell's kind of said for special one. A great family adventure. So let's jump in, you know, hands first and dive into it. I'm really looking forward to it.
Couldn't have said it better myself. There we go. So Star Beast, very, very soon now, this week. Hope it's good. And we'll see you next week for our Wild Blue Yonder preview based on what we know about it at this particular moment in time.
About 2 minutes long, that video, isn't it?
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Oh.